Hello, Johnny here from johnnylichmondstudios.co.uk, and I want to quickly talk to you about why I love Studio One. Well, there's a lot to love about Studio One. The first thing that I really love about Studio One is the whole drag and drop mentality. What do I mean by that? Well, what I mean by that is I have all of my effects here in this browser, and I can very quickly and very easily select something and I can drag it across to a track. And there it is, all ready for me to edit. And that's just a lot easier than having to, hit a plus sign like in the old days when I would have to, there, I've just removed the compressor. But in the old days, I would have to hit the plus sign, go find what it is I'm looking for, and then click it. And, I could be searching through lots of menus doing that. Whereas this is just really, really simple. It's breathtakingly simple, in fact. I just drag something and drop it onto the track. And there it is done. So that was a big thing for me. Second thing is routing, or routing, I think they call it in America, which is where you can have buses. I just created a bus here. You can have different buses, so you can grip different channels together. Like here, I've got horns here in a bus. See, it says horns there. So the signal for these comes in, the signal for this trumpet comes in here. It goes to the horns bus over here. And then the horns bus goes to music, which is here. And then music goes out to the main. That's the signal path for the trumpet. The same for the tenor. And then the piano and the bass, well, they go straight to the main because they're not bussed. But the drums are all bussed together in a drum bus here, which is why they all have drums written underneath, and then they go to the music bus, to the drum bus, and then the drum bus goes to the music bus, and the music bus goes to the main. And that gives me a bit of control. And it means that what I can do is I can do processing on the buses, which is what I do first, and then I go to individual tracks and, fine tune a little bit more. So that tends to be how I tend to do things mixing wise. And this just speeds up my whole process quite dramatically when mixing. And so that was one of the things that really grabbed my attention with Studio One. I came from Studio One into from Cubase into Studio One, having used Cubase right from the days before it, when Steinberg had a software out called Pro 24. And that's where I started, with an Atari ST and a monochrome monitor and a rolling keyboard. And that's what I had. And I think I had one of those MIDI tone generator modules as well that had some extra general MIDI sounds on. And that was how I started making music. So I'd create backing tracks, to which, using tape machines, I would add things like saxophones, trumpets, vocals, guitars, that kind of stuff, and then I'd mix everything together, and away you would go. And that's how I made my early records in the late 80s, early 90s. And I stayed with Steinberg and Cubase all the way through until last November 2014, which is when I kind of discovered Cubase through YouTube, watching YouTube videos by a guy called Johnny Gibe, who runs a website, fantastic website called homestudiotrainer.com. Johnny and I have since become very good friends. And it was through watching his videos that I discovered Studio One, and I thought, wow, this is just so much easier than what I'm doing at the moment. And so that's why I fairly quickly, probably slightly impulsively, just jumped straight onto the Studio One bandwagon. and I tell you what, I love it. It amazes me every day. Every day I find something new that I didn't know before, and it's a constant voyage of discovery. I've not looked at a single manual yet to learn how to use this, but it's just I have been able to do things probably about 10-20 times faster in Studio One than in any other DAW that I've used before. It's just breathtakingly simple, really straightforward, and particularly in the Pro version you can go, which is what I'm using here, you can go from your early ideas, your initial scratch tracks, into the proper tracking session, and then from there you can go and you can master it in the project page, and you can apply mastering plugins, and then from there, still staying within Studio One, you can upload it to SoundCloud if you have a SoundCloud account, or Nimbit, where you can pretty much sell your music to the world. So that's pretty much just amazes me. I have to be honest, because you can go from, I think they call it riff to release. I think that's the slogan for Studio One. You can go from riff to release in a really, really short time. I could start something in the morning, and by tea time, I have a song up on SoundCloud, and I have actually done that. I've tested that theory to see whether it would be possible to actually record a full-length song, mix it and master it in the same day, and all be done by tea time, and it works. So that's Studio One. It's breathtakingly simple. So I hope this has been helpful to those of you that have never seen Studio One before. Here it is, and I hope you take the time to go to the PreSonus website, presonus.com, and have a look at what Studio One offers you. You could also subscribe to my YouTube channel, Johnny Lipscomb Studios YouTube channel, but also go and take a look at my website, johnnylipscomstudios.co.uk, where you find out a lot more information about what I do and who I am and the services that I offer. In the meantime, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, take care, bye bye.